Like the lion flesh the flesh off of a man. You know what they say about being nice to the right people on the way up? Sooner or later you're gonna meet them on the way down. Oh, there ain't no coming back when the foot of pride comes down. Ain't no coming back.
Okay, that was fucking incredible. Pardon my French, but yeah, we'll take Donald Duck Dunn on bass guitar, Lou Reed delivering an incredible version of Foot of Pride, the '83 Dylan masterpiece that for whatever reason he decided to leave off Infidels. Yeah, throw in Steve Cropper and G.E. Smith, on guitar as well. This is the '83 record. You can hear a fantastic version of Foot of Pride. It came out on the very first Dylan bootleg series. It was called Bootleg Series Volume 1 through 3. I think that was either a 2 or a 3 record set. Foot of Pride. A later period, it's all relative now. Here we are in 2024. That record came out, Infidels came out in '83. That was recorded initially, co-produced by Mark Knopfler. And Mark Knopfler is on lead guitar on that track. But my God, when Lou Reed came out and did that song, remember that concert? That was an amazing concert. We had, I don't know how many musicians that were, it wasn't really a roast, it was a tribute concert to Dylan and Dylan's genius. And then eventually Dylan came out himself and did a kind of a mini set as well. But Foot of Pride, my God. And this is a kick-ass record too. Now, remember, Dylan, this is when Dylan decided to kind of re-enter fully into the secular world. He had, of course, that was, Slow Train Coming, Saved, and Shot of Love. I just realized I haven't really properly introduced this video. I want to showcase 5 songs from Bob Dylan that are, I think, classics that are flying under the radar, forgotten, or maybe just kind of hard to access if you didn't have the studio album. In a couple cases, these songs were not on the studio albums, and you have to go out and dig a little bit deeper on the bootleg series of records that came out. Next up is the Curious 1990 record produced by Don Was, Under the Red Sky. This is a real sleeper of an album. It was engineered by Ed Charney, a great engineer. Unfortunately passed away, I think, in 2019. He worked a lot with Don Was. I think he engineered 2 of those Bonnie Raitt comeback albums as well. Anything that he touched sounded amazing. And this is a great sounding record. And now, the song I want to mention here is God Knows. It is a barn burner, and there is some incredible lead guitar from none other than Stevie Ray Vaughan on that track, and it needs to be heard to be believed. You might think, wow, this is a real dud in the catalog. I'm not going to... So if you can get past the title track, which is called Wiggle Wiggle, I think you're going to love this record. It is an interesting record in the catalog. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find. So even if you've got a CD or get a CD or stream it, make sure you go to God Knows. It is an urgent incredible vocal delivery from Dylan on this. I mentioned Stevie Ray Vaughan. It is an incredible song that deserves to be listened to, rediscovered, discovered, God knows, from Under the Red Sky, the 1990 Dylan album. Back in 2012, Dylan delivered Tempest. This was a collection of all original songs except for Duquesne Whistle, which was co-written with Robert Hunter. And this is a strong record that might fall under the radar here in 2024. I want you to listen to Pay in Blood. Lead guitar, the great Charlie Sexton, who had 2, if not maybe 3 different stints in Dylan's touring band. An amazing guitarist who's out with Elvis Costello and the Attractions right now on his kind of continuing tour. He left Dylan just before the pandemic. Great live performer. Pay in Blood. Dylan's voice is rough and rowdy and totally wasted. Get that rough and rowdy reference. You know, he would do a 180 after this, and he started doing those American standards with all the Sinatra songs, etc. After this record. And like I said, a lot of people thought, geez, I think Dylan is going to decide to end his career with this kind of tribute or tribute records to those songs from the 30s and 40s and 50s. But no, we eventually got Rough and Rowdy Ways, which is also an incredible record, back in 2020. Check out Tempest again and listen to Pay in Blood. This record was engineered by Scott Litt. It sounds amazing. This was cut at Sterling Sound, and it is spread across 2 different records, so these songs have got a little space to breathe. A great sounding record, and again, check out Pay in Blood. In 1997, we got the masterpiece. Pretty much everyone agrees it's a masterpiece. Comeback record for Dylan. And that, of course, is Time Out of Mind. This is just the, this is spread across 2 records as well. And I think this is a reissue. You know, I've got the big 10 LP Fragments box. One of my favorite songs that made the record is Till I Fell in Love with You. Just a great, expansive, mid-tempo piece that is just a fantastic song. It might fly under the radar because a lot of people here talk about Cold Irons Bound, Highlands, and Lovesick. But give Till I Fell in Love with You. It's an atmospheric slice of pleasure, and highly recommended. Okay, the last song I want to talk about is one of those epic Dylan long-lost classics that for whatever reason, just like Foot of Pride, Red River Shore, Girl from the Red River Shore, never made this record. They did several attempts. They brought in Jim Dickinson to play keyboards on this record, and he is on, he's on record in interviews as saying that is the best thing they ever cut, and he was just dumbfounded why it wasn't on the album. Of course, multiple versions came out on the bootleg Telltale Signs collection from, I think, 2008. And then also on that Fragments box set, the expanded box set, there are multiple versions of Red River Shore. But a beautiful, if you're talking about Dylan and a folk song and a latter period folk song for Dylan, it's a classic. Check out Red River Shore, something that probably should have been on Time Out of Mind. That's it for today's video. 5 classic Dylan songs that are kind of hiding in plain sight. Some of these are on the albums. A couple of them that I outlined were never put out on the actual album, but you can now go out and find those in other places, other retrospective releases that have come out from the Dylan camp. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.